contains adult language, controversial topics, and instances of extreme satire and parody. If you find these things offensive, you can kindly saw it off. All right, so we're trying to go live, and it's really kicking us in the ass. Like it's wailing on us.
Yeah. You'll find out here in about what, like another 25 seconds.
No, we'll find out in less than 25 seconds.
And then they'll find out.
Yeah.
Eventually.
Yeah, eventually. See, it says it's offline, but that's just because there's a delay. And when I put the delay on this, it worked just fine. Here we go. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, we're live, bitches. Hopefully it'll stay connected to the Mofkin server. But yeah, in all seriousness, so the chat is open, and it looks like it's at decent quality. And anyway, so I'm gonna go ahead and shill out our Patreon. So if you check out patreon.com/pinguspals, you can donate to us, and we can buy what we really need now. Is we need a better rig, we need a new chipboard and a new processor and all that, a new motherboard, a new processor. And we can, we'll basically build a new rig, and the new rig is basically we've already got the other parts that we need, and everything we have, all the data and files will transfer over to the new rig. So we're looking at about maybe $650. So it's not really that big of a deal. But, I mean, if you go to our Patreon at
patreon.com/pinguspals
and you donate whatever you want, David, you can actually, help us out. And also, we don't, if you want to write us checks, I mean, sure, that's fine. We'll just have it sent to the post office because we don't have a P.O. box yet. Man, my pants are screwed. We don't have a P.O. box yet, but... yeah, so you can't really, send that shit to us because Patreon doesn't take checks. And if you still write checks, please don't write it when you go to retail because people people in retail love checks. See, I know that businesses have to pay some money to process credit card transactions, debit card transactions, but looks like we're having a little lag, but it's okay, I guess. It's only our first run through, and it doesn't really help that we have all these extra videos, all this extra stuff running, which is why everybody needs to go to Patreon and donate. Because if you truly love us, you'll actually go to our Patreon.
See how long the lag is.
And you'll
waving. I don't know why I told you guys that.
Yeah, so we'll see how long it is.
Because you guys aren't seeing it yet.
It's 30 seconds to a minute. I know I set hours for 30 seconds, and this one doesn't have it, so it should be 30 seconds. And it's going to be shit tier quality, but...
yeah, it is.
It just looks shit tier to us. Whenever I had these same sets... see, now it looks really shit tier. Really, really...
Ultra standard.
Ultra standard.
It's probably going to... hope it doesn't cut out on us.
Yeah, we've got this cord running through, and part of the problem is that we have this shit on here, and...
oh, there we go. There we go. I just waved on there.
So I'm just going to go ahead and...
so now you guys just heard that I was about to wait. Actually, you didn't just hear it. You heard it about 30 seconds ago.
So I want to go ahead and close that up. And as we go through these videos one by one, well, hey, at least we don't have any dropped frames. That's a definite plus. So it may come up shit tier, but at least we'll have the fucking whatever. All right, so this first thing we're going to look at is, so apparently there was a release of I don't know why it's not popping up. Hold on. Okay, so we don't have it anymore, so we're going to go ahead and go here. Hopefully this won't crash, because it was crashing earlier. Open with Windows Photo Viewer. There we go. Pull that over here. And don't get an opinion on it yet, Patrick. We can't have that yet. All right, cancel. All right, here we go. All right, so this is supposedly the new map for Red Dead Redemption 2. And now when I first saw this, I said I had to call bullshit. It doesn't look legit to me. There's just so much water and so much going on there. I mean, if you look down here at the bottom, you can see the Great Plains and tall trees and Blackwaters right there. I mean, it just doesn't look real to me.
Well, there was a whole lot of water on that end of the map, and
well, they could have easily put that on there, easy.
Yeah.
But I mean, there's just so much going on. I mean, tall trees is snow. Why isn't that snow? Shouldn't all of this just be fucking Skyrim right here? It should all just be Skyrim all over. I think it's bullshit.
It didn't take place in the wintertime, did it? Red Dead 1?
No, it didn't. I think it took place like late summer. My tooth started hurting. So what is your
I don't know. It looks awful big.
Well, they said it was going to be bigger than San Andreas. And it does.
I hope it is.
I agree. It does look awful big.
Because if just this little section right down here is the map for the last one, and that was massive.
No. This is just Great Plains. You got Great Plains, tall trees. You got that other area, and then Mexico is down here.
Yeah, but I'm saying like that's all that area.
That's like 2/3 of it.
Yeah. And that was pretty big, but then again, all we had were horses.
Yeah.
That one dude had an airplane, but he didn't have it for very long.
I thought it was a glider.
It was a flying contraption.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Maybe you guys are laughing at that joke here in about 30 seconds.
All right, so
Doubt it.
Hillary Clinton attacks Bernie Sanders on guns. New York's illegal guns apparently come from Vermont. That's not right. Oh, shoot. Give us just a second. There we go.
This wasn't in the script.
As if there really is a script. All right, here we go.
Mediate.
Challenged on his guns.
Gotta make sure that it's actually. I don't think it's actually having any audio, so we'll check. There we go.
Oh,
yeah, there it is.
Challenged on his gun stances. He frequently says, well, I represent Vermont.
So I don't know where Bernie Sanders is from, but apparently, did you know he was from Vermont? It's the first it's the first I ever heard of it.
It's a small.
What is she wearing?
Pixels. I was just looking at that.
It looks like
static.
Burnt popcorn, like glue.
It looks like
TV
static.
We have no gun laws. Here's what I want you to know.
There aren't a lot of gun laws in Vermont, I guess. But here's where she gets really fucking crazy.
Most of the guns that are used in crimes and violence and killings in New York come from out of state.
Wow.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to buy guns in New York? So you're telling us that they come from out of state? I just spit everywhere.
Yeah, where are they supposed to come from? You can't buy guns here, so we have to go buy them out of state. You gotta go buy them out of state? Wow,
that's illegal.
I mean, what like a mind blowing revelation. I mean, this is like M. Night Shyamalan probably creamed in his pants when he heard this. He's like. Like, not only did he ruin the pants he was wearing, but every pair of pants he had in his closet. I mean, where else? I don't know where else they're gonna come from. I mean, if you look at there, he's like they come from out of state. I mean, seriously, I don't know why that's so amazing. That's like at a fat camp, right? And they're
I
really
love that movie. Go ahead.
Let's say that okay, I like this. Let's say there's a school, not a fat camp, but a school, right? And the teachers are trying to figure out where all these big bags of sour Skittles are coming from. And there's a store down the road that sells big bags of sour Skittles. It's like, oh, it's student body, all right. So they're talking to the parenting PTA. It's like, yeah. So apparently we have a situation. They
You sound exactly like my old boss.
we have sour Skittles are showing up around the school, and we can't figure out where they're coming from. So we looked around. We found out they were coming from outside the school. I mean, like, yeah, no shit. I don't know where else they would expect. I don't know what else they expected. I mean, it's just stupid. It's dumb. It's dumb, but. By the way, this is probably until we get the new computer. This is probably the last time we'll be doing it live. But I'm getting my tax return, and with a little help from Patrick, we'll be able to get that new processor. It'll probably be like at least a third bigger than this thing will. And oh, by the way, next week we're gonna have to record 2 videos because I won't be here the week after next. But I don't know if
upload the second one next week, or are we gonna wait until?
we'll try to record 2 next week, and I can set it to where it'll upload later.
Okay.
Because let's just pretend we have lots of fans. Because you leechy bastards expect us to be consistent. Oh, we like to be consistent too, but going back into character. Yeah, you leechy bastards expect us to be consistent, so we have to go way out of our way to please you. We're not your fucking slaves. This isn't Saudi Arabia where we're women and like we have to keep our legs spread eagle 24/7. You see those women walking around in those burqas? They're not. Those aren't actually their real feet. They're fucking legs are up against their chest, and and those aren't their real arms. They got these little mechanical devices, so the men can just walk up, pull up dress, fuck them, and then walk off. All right, let's see what Hitler. Fuck it.
And the state that has the highest per capita number of those guns that end up committing crimes in New York come from Vermont.
Well, they gotta come from somewhere.
Now you know.
And knowing is 3/64 to the battle. I mean,
what was that crazy number I came up with the other night?
I don't know. We're not done with crazy yet. So first off, look at Alex Jones's face. I mean, look at this here. I'll open it up. Look at his face. He looks like he just he looks like he just like, did I leave the oven on? Oh shit, the iron's on. And he gets home and like everything's destroyed. And he gets in there and he looks like his house is completely annihilated, but his cat is sitting right where the iron is. And the cat is completely unscarred. Not a single ash on the cat. Kind of sounds like
it's a white cat.
Yeah, yeah, a white cat. But I don't understand why that's so crazy. The guns are you can't sell guns in New York, but the guns come from out of state. It's like the guns come from out of state.
Even if you illegally buy it in New York, the original sale would have had to have been out of state. Like, imagine that.
That's so dumb.
What are the odds, right?
Yeah.
Apparently really freaking high.
I mean, we're going to watch Glenn Beck, but not this time. Not this time.
His face, though.
I'm wondering if he's one of those guys, every time he pauses, his face is always doing an interesting thing. Now, Alex Jones is basically Glenn Beck, except angrier. He's an angrier version of Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck is a Mormon, and he basically thinks that he's like some kind of super saint and some kind of evangelistic, hero. Now, if you want to be an evangelistic hero, fine, but at least have some credentials other than worked at Fox News.
So it's on his resume.
Yeah. Yeah, if you
worked at Fox News.
now if you work local Fox News, those folks are fine. Like the people here at Fox News, I'm not trying to suck their dicks or anything, but you know they're pretty nice. They're pretty nice people.
You almost censored yourself.
I almost said wing wangs. Did you catch that?
I saw and heard the W forming.
Drink Red's Wicked Ale. We made no money from that.
I drink McDonald's.
One of my friends is always getting.
I'm healthy.
One of my friends is always speaking of healthy, and one of my friends is always getting on me about my sugar intake. I average about 100 a day, and he says it's like way too much. It's like 3 times too much. Yeah, don't forget to go to our patreon.com/pinguspals if you want to see better quality shit. See, right now it's shit. And if we can get that new rig, what we'll do is that we will get 2 graphics
Our
cards.
studio audience.
We will get 2 graphics cards. That way you can see us play. That way you can see us play video games. So when I was testing the new graphics card to see if it would load up on this program, OBS or whatever, and excuse me, and right when I started up, guess who was walking down the road? I'll give you a hint. I miss my amulet. Carjo, the cat dude from Skyrim.
Oh.
I was like, hey, Carjo. What are you doing, Carjo? It'd have been so funny.
Just like a normal cat.
Yeah. But, I got a new graphics card. It's an NVIDIA 960, and it runs Skyrim. It's cum-worthy. You still playing Skyrim? Fuck yeah, I'm still playing Skyrim. What are you still playing Call of Duty Black Ops 2? Fuck yeah, my dog. My cracker son. I still play that. Nobody who actually truly enjoys video games can really say that the latest installment of Call
of Duty.
Call of Duty. Can really say that it's awesome. I mean, because it's basically the same shit. They add a few new things, and in the guns, unless they do something drastically different, a lot of the guns are the exact same. The assault rifles, you know, their stats are probably the exact same, maybe slightly tweaked.
Watch, we're probably about to lose the one viewer we have.
Yeah, what about it? I don't know where the back is. You want it? Yeah, you can have it.
I used to have one of those.
Okay, so we're going to watch Alex Jones. Prepare for pure crazy. Oh, yeah. We need new mics, too, so go to patreon.com/pinguspals. And also,
Tom.
Seriously, Tom, you got I know how much money you got in your bank account.
Yeah, Tom.
Why don't you throw us $50 so we can buy a new tower? That's how much the new tower costs. As I said, it's 30% bigger. And yeah, so Tom, you should donate some like $50. And we won't suck your dick. We can't exchange for sexual favors anymore. But
yeah, we got in trouble for that last time.
But yeah, also go to our Twitter and follow us on Twitter. And tell all your fucking friends. Seriously, if you don't tell your friends, you're assholes. You're a bigger piece of shit than most of the people that we watch.
Yeah,
on
Tom,
here.
tell all of your other friends. We don't count. We already know.
Yeah, so even if you only have 10 friends, or even if everybody fucking hates your goddamn guts, tell everybody.
Tell them anyways.
I was wearing.
Did we ever get those cards?
No, they're like $30, and I'll talk to you about it later. But
okay,
there's certain things that we can't that we have to talk about before we get them. But I think the most important thing is making everything in better quality, because I would like to do live every single time. That remember I was telling you about goals? Yeah. That is our biggest goal. That's like, you know,
the Holy Grail.
Not really. The Holy Grail is getting the
is winning YouTube.
Is getting the diamond play button. I think that's
I have no idea what that is.
Well, basically, whenever you get 100,000 subscribers, YouTube sends you something about the size of this screen right here, and it has a silver play button, like the YouTube logo, the play button, and then you get 500,000, and for 100,000 they send you the silver play button. For 500,000 they send you the golden play button. It's about like that big, and then the diamond play button's like fucking huge.
Dang, is it real diamond?
I don't know.
Probably not.
It might be cubic zirconium, but still, the point is that we got to get making everything the best quality possible is our biggest goal. One of our biggest goals. But yeah, fuck it. Let's go watch this asshole right here. And this is what news has come to, like really important news. This is really important according to InfoWars.
Uh-oh.
The cult leader, Glenn Beck. I mean,
all right. So he had 3 seconds of dead air. 3 seconds of dead air, and then all of a sudden,
on a professional.
Yeah, he's like
in a professional studio.
The cult leader, Glenn Beck.
Oh no, he was like.
He's like, oh, Supernatural isn't having an episode this week. That's okay. I'll catch it next week.
He did.
They're not doing it next week.
It was a mix between like extremely concerned and super butthurt.
Dude, I got a perfect video for this.
Uh-oh. I doubt it's the one I'm thinking of. I hope it is. That'd be really funny.
Which one do you think it is? You've never seen it before.
Oh. That's why I said I doubted.
I can't remember the dude. I can't remember the dude's name. Like the moment I put alcohol in my mouth, I forget people's names. Well, I take that back. I forget people's names regardless. But I can stay pretty sober for pretty long. But I often forget names like really, really easy. There it is. Here we go. This guy's gonna be a regular on here.
What?
Here we go.
What's his face? Mario?
Oh, fuck that guy. Here we go.
Just hope it doesn't have an ad.
Here we go. This is basically what Alex Jones is feeling right now. Hang on. I'm going to try to drag this over here. Shoot, I don't even know if I can do that.
He is now a official.
All right, hold on. I got this shit. Media source. Oh, media source. No, I mean window. Where do you get dough? Stabbing for real, yo. Don't be gay. Don't be gay. No, don't be gay. Just gotta be straight. Now you gotta motherfucking masturbate. Don't forget the fucking impregnate. Here we go. This is basically what Alex Jones was doing.
Wait a minute. This isn't my world. Disappointed!
So the story behind this is a lot of people were thinking that we're probably gonna get in trouble for that one, but a lot of people were thinking that.
Oh well, we're live right now.
Yeah, a lot of people were thinking that he was that he was reading the stage cues. You know, you like.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he like screams in the air disappointedly. Disappointed. No, it was some joke from some old movie. But yeah, so that was basically the look he had. So see, there it is right there. Disappointed.
Glenn Beck. I mean, he is now a official religious cult leader, and he's the false prophet, and his messiah is Ted Cruz. You know, he comes out and says that Drudge is anti-Christian.
Drudge is anti-Christian. I would think that Drudge Report is non-biased, or they're probably really biased, but I think they don't give a shit about like whether someone's Christian or not. And I don't think my mic better goddamn been on this whole time. I'd have been so upset. I'd have been
off.
No, yeah, it's been on, but I forget what he's talking about
Now, and I'm crazy.
Oh yeah, according to Alex Jones, who is the definitive answer and everything, he hates Glenn Beck, and Judge Report is not anti-Christian. You're not even Christian, Glenn Beck. You're Mormon. It's completely different. Your rules do not apply to Christianity.
I've diseased Drudge's mind.
Okay, for us, it's a little different, but I'm pretty sure he puts his shit. Maybe he does put his shit on the radio or not, but dead air. I mean, there is a shit ton of dead air. I think the pauses are just for dramatic effect, though.
As if I have any influence, and that he's not a good source of information anymore because Glenn Beck said so.
Why? I mean, it's kind of hard to take him seriously because he is just as crazy as Glenn Beck is. Glenn Beck is completely detached from reality, and so is this. Look, he's like whining like a little baby there. Both these men are completely detached from reality. They're nowhere near. They have no idea. They may have a vague understanding of what's going on, but in reality, they have no fucking clue how the real world works. I have very little idea, but way more idea than these guys do.
Aspartame admittedly makes you go blind.
Okay, so he says aspartame literally makes you go blind. No, it does not. Check your fucking facts, asshole. So Glenn Beck doesn't check his facts, and you're chastising him for that. Glenn Beck's making these crazy claims, but you're like, oh yeah, aspartame literally makes you go blind. I mean, aspartame literally makes you go blind. Literally. Check the facts. Scientists have checked, and Glenn Beck's gone blind.
It's in Diet Coke and thousands of other products. It's been proven. It's admitted.
No. It's not been proven. It's not been admitted. The word you're looking for is myth. Check your fucking facts, you asshole. This is the same goddamn bullshit about Yellow 5 making your penis shrink. If Yellow 5 made your penis shrink, Patrick and I would have inverted penises. Our penises would be going into our body and out our asses because we drink so much Yellow 5. It's for goddamn ridiculous. Wouldn't your penis be hanging out your ass?
Yeah, it would.
Yeah. You'd be like a tail, having a new tail.
Turns into wood alcohol. And Beck said he was going blind, so I wrote a story and had all the medical links to it with Paul Watson a few years ago and sent it to Beck and sent it to Drudge. And Drudge linked to it under the story about Beck going blind, trying to help him. And Glenn Beck made...
Why does he act like he's genuinely concerned about Glenn Beck? I mean, he's not. He hates Glenn Beck with a passion. They're like two identical twins. One's really angry, and the other one's, well, they're both really deluded. But yeah, one lives in a they both live in a fantasy land. One just angrier than the other. You know, Glenn. There was these arches put up, or going to be put up in London and Times Square. And they're styrofoam arches based on the arches from the Temple of Baal. That's how you pronounce it right. And the apparent satanic holy day is on April 19th, and the arches are supposed to be going up on May 1st. And so Glenn Beck can't tell the difference between April 19th and May 1st. He's like, why would we put these statues up? Not the actual statues, styrofoam arches based on the arches. Like, why would we put these up on the satanic high holy day? No, it is not. Okay, first of all, so the fuck what if it's satanic? Like, you wouldn't be bitching if they put up a cross You would be bitching if they put up like the fucking moon and the star, or, you know, you probably wouldn't be bitching if they put up the Star of David, Mark, or Solomon, or whatever. It's just what if it is a satanic? So who gives a shit? It's not gonna hurt you. It's not gonna open up the gates of hell and Cthulhu or come crawling out of the depths of the ocean. Shit's not gonna happen. It's not gonna fucking happen. It's not going to hurt you. It's just some kind of religious symbol. It's not even the satanic symbol. So who gives a fuck, Glenn Beck? You're as crazy as this motherfucker. And both these guys are fucking lunatics.
Fun of it on air and said we were idiots the next day. That's the type of cynical, twisted weirdo.
Oh my
As Kurt
god.
Demo wrote it.
Look at this shit, Glenn Beck. Glenn Beck, drink Coke. Diet Coke. I drink Diet Coke every day when I'm worrying about the state of the world. I live in pure and complete delusion. That's Glenn Beck literally lives in a fantasy land. Literally. I mean, holy fuck, these guys, they're just completely fucking insane. Like that's how these news stations make business. They put crazy people on there. They put assholes and crazy.
They're going to be doing CAT scans and MREs or MRIs and PET scans. MRE. I wonder if that's actually a medical thing.
Yeah, you should look that up on your phone real quick.
That we're dealing with here.
The latest Coke ad starring Glenn Beck. So, okay, so as a Mormon, Glenn Beck it says right here, Glenn Beck is forbidden to drink coffee. I think the word you're looking for is caffeine. So, as a Mormon, Glenn Beck follows the rules of, follows a biblical rule, of not drinking caffeine, but, I can't remember, but, I mean, it's kind of weird that his religious books would tell him to think critically. I can't say that for I remember seeing that somewhere, but you'd think that, you know, people who should fact check. If you're on the news, you should fact check your sources. You know, you should fact check and then check your sources. But Glenn Beck doesn't do that. Alex Jones doesn't do that. These people are just fucking children. Just, you know, they're mirroring our candidates right now. Patrick and I we've spoken before about how they're just like grade school kids, you know?
Yeah, I remember that.
They're just grade school kids. My daddy's got a bigger dick than your daddy. Oh, yeah, my daddy's dick tastes better than yours. Well, my daddy's... Wait, what? It's stupid.
I know the inside baseball.
That child
I'm
had
not
a
going to
really
get into it,
deep
but
voice.
he'll end up destroying himself. I mean, he is a egomaniac, super
failed a bunch of
narcissist,
times.
All right,
probably
seriously, listen to this.
super narcissist, probably psychotic. He'll end up destroying himself. I mean, he is a egomaniac, super narcissist, probably psychotic in my
Egomaniac, super narcissist, probably psychotic.
view. And
You know who that sounds like to me? Alex Jones. I mean,
Oh, I didn't even know you paused it.
yeah.
he's insane and wants to be a cult leader.
I was just so used to the pause.
And
Yeah.
Drudge has shown that. And so now he's anti-Christian. See, if you don't support the prophet, Moses' return, you didn't know? In fact, the two prophets of Revelation, it's Ted Cruz and Glenn Beck. You didn't know? He says he's a priesthood he's starting. Oh, yeah. Oh, really? The liberal hardcore shock jock that was...
Those are two words that I never thought I'd hear together. Liberal, or I never thought I'd hear Glenn Beck being referred to as a liberal. Maybe he was, like, in his very first, you know, bit on TV. And I don't know. I mean, you've seen Glenn Beck, right?
Nope.
Good.
hired right before 9/11 and gotten ready to come out to be the synthetic Alex Jones? I mean, I've been told that by the executives involved.
See, even other people tell him that he's just like Glenn Beck. Just
Where they
like
sat,
him.
and he's an actor, and watched weeks of my videos.
Dude, so look, this is the face of of a man who claims he is a big name in Christianity. Donald Trump. I mean, I don't know if the polls are updated, but Hillary is ahead of Cruz by like 700 delegates. So not Cruz, Sanders. I mean, say what you will about the good things that Trump has done, and maybe the one accidentally time that Hillary held the door open for somebody, but I mean, they're just children. We're sending children out there. Candidates are children. You know, maybe one of them is one of them's in one of them's in chess club, and the other one's in Business Leaders of America. That's really all it is. Two stuck-up, stubborn assholes. And this motherfucker right here is not hell. If you ever see, unless you're in here and someone tries to show you a video of that or puts him on TV, run. That goes for the
Change
one
the channel.
Yeah, change it. Fuck that. Throw the TV in the fire, in the furnace. Like at UPS when they don't want to deal with certain packages, or if a package is going
See, this lady back here would rather look at her phone.
Yeah.
Either that or do her makeup.
Either that or film his back.
And shows and said, take this and mix it with Oprah. That's what I was told by the executives that used to run his operation. He's a mixture of Oprah Winfrey and Alex Jones, all in a big weird doughboy's body.
Doughboy? He's calling him a dough. Look at that double chin. Look at that chin. Man,
I don't think he realizes that people can see him.
You know, if he were to wear a wig that looked like Glenn Beck's hair, they would look a lot alike. Except, I don't know. They're both really angry. They're both really angry motherfuckers. But fuck them. Fuck both.
Cult leader.
What's that?
Moths.
A Nelly.
Thought you paused it again.
What was that word you used?
Mofk.
Mop. M-O-P.
Mofk.
Oh yeah. God, I'm so dumb. Mop. Like off of Trailer Park Boys.
High priest. Scared to death, by the way. Dozens
You're
of
not
security
scared.
people. And he thinks he can dictate what happens and who operates it. Now, Ted Cruz comes out and demonizes the Drudge Report.
Oh, wow. That was intense. That was really intense. Okay, that's not the right one. There it is. But, I mean, these assholes. I mean, that's the good thing about Glenn Beck and Alex Jones is that they're an endless source of, I wouldn't say entertainment, but an endless source of material. And, I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's just shit tier. It really is, like our videos, because no one goes to our patreon.com/pinguspals. Even if you donate like $10, or like Tom Scholler, who's going to donate.
He said his last name again.
We've said his name. We've said his name before. Like Tom Scholler, who's going to donate $50. You give us you donate $50, Tom. We'll be able to buy a better rig, so it won't be the video won't be shit tier. We'll get better video. We'll be able to get better well, we won't be able to get better mics with with a $50. Well, we'll be able to get better mics at $50 because I know a guy. We'll be able to get studio mics. This shit will be too dope for a rope. But yeah, patreon.com/pinguspals, and some you actually get shit if you donate. Studio Honest is going out to take a pee or something. Is she watching us on there? She is. But yeah. So what we're talking about? Oh yeah,
Patreon.
What's the Patreon? Yeah. So but yeah, if you donate like $1, you don't really get shit. You donate $5, you get to look at special videos. Some of those videos actually feature Tom. Sorry, Tom. I think $10 is shit. I don't even know what they are, but yeah, it's all on there. I mean, we'll be able to do special like Google Hangouts with us and shit. But hey, if we reach that $1,000 goal, we'll be able to start going to like gaming conventions or I should say anime conventions and stuff. We'll be able to be there and be like, yeah, come check us out. Be like, come check this out. We gonna do it live. Wow, we got 2 viewers here. One of us asking us to show your tits. But yeah, it's it's exciting to think that that one day we're gonna be super fucking awesome. We already are super fucking awesome, but we're presenting ourselves in a real shit tier manner because that's all we got, and we're slowly getting ourselves there. And hey, thanks to the new video card, we're not really taking up too much fucking video bullshit. And our to go back, we whenever we first did our first podcast, we were looking at Boomtown Cholos, room 302 from Silent Hill 4, with the megaton thing.
No.
Oh yeah, you can hear it out there. It's like kind of a little bit of an echo.
It's like a super delay.
But yeah, no, it'll be awesome. You should help out. Definitely, throw us a bone wherever you can. And we'd like to go to anime conventions, even though I had a really bad experience with my first one. Not to dox him, but there's a guy named Matt Stafford. He basically 2 people already went missing, and I mean, there were rumors floating around about the main source of water being tainted with ecstasy, but it was any ecstasy that was passed around was probably just in one water bottle. But after the first 2 guy and girl went missing, Matt disappeared with this little tiny girl. It wasn't like baby girl; she was like 20 something, but she disappeared, and so did Matt. And so everybody was looking for him. We were starting to freak out because she's real small. We thought maybe she got overheated or drugged up at the rave that they had, and we So eventually, the basic security for the convention got involved, and after about 2 hours, the police got involved, and we couldn't really, we couldn't find him. So after 4 hours passed, I'm like, okay, we're missing 4 people. That one person's already too much. We're gonna shut it down, and they shut it down mostly over 50% because of Matt. I say 50% because he's a real piece of shit. And if it weren't for him, the convention would have gotten shut down that night early. And he shows up when after everybody got kicked out, and our buddy Ben was like, "Yo." Our buddy Ben was like, "Matt, where were you?" And Matt's like, "Oh, I was in that one room." And Ben said, "There are over 1,000 rooms in that hotel. You can't tell me that you were in just that one room." And so I said, "Matt, Emily's mom's gonna come get you." She wasn't. I think we told the story before. And he ended up standing out in the rain for 6 hours. He was pissed, but he can't be black guy pissed because he's such a white piece of shit. He thinks he's one of those white boys. Remember, that's only something white people can say. One of those white boys who thinks he's hot shit. He's just like, don't worry about it. Or if he ran in sideways, and he'd be like, it's not that bad. And you just want to like gouge his fucking eyes out. And whatever mush that was in his eye sock, you just stick it right up his ass. Either that, you can pull out his eyes and cram him down his pants so he can watch you kick the crap out of him. But in all seriousness, I'm not actually going to do that. That's just what you might want to do if you were to encounter him, because he is a real piece of shit. And I hope he's watching this. I hear he's got a kid on the way. That poor kid. That poor kid. That poor woman too. What a piece of shit. Real piece of human garbage. It turns out he was actually sitting on the back of my car. I don't have that car anymore, thankfully, because that car was tainted with this ass particles. What a piece of shit. Speaking of pieces of shit, Patrick. So if you ever accidentally sire a child, and the bus driver pushes them down on the ground, would you flip your shit?
Probably.
What if your child was autistic? Would that make you even more pissed?
Probably.
All right,
Are we talking about my child?
Yeah, if it was your kid.
Yeah.
All right, so for some fucked up reason, this shit's gonna be like extra small or extra more standard. You see, you probably won't even be able to see it. So, yeah. Whoops.
It's just gonna be a blob on your screen.
Oh my God! Hey!
See, look at this shit.
Oh my God! Hey! I don't think it's
Look at that shit. See, look at that. All the kids are telling him to stop. I mean, seriously, like, this guy is 61 years old and can't handle a mentally handicapped kid. Like, that's one of the big things you should be able to handle. Kids. Mentally handicapped kids should be up there, too. I mean, that's your responsibility. If you have mentally handicapped kids or handicapped kids of any kind on your bus and you can't handle them, you should fuck off and get a new job.
Shut up! Sit down! Sit down! You cannot do that! Sit your ass down! You can't do that!
What a piece of shit.
What?
I just want your input on it.
He should probably go find himself a new job. In jail.
You cannot do that! You cannot do that! On another kid!
Probably gonna be a prison bus driver.
Yeah, now.
Oh, look at this kid! Look at this kid. When I was his age, I didn't have anything like that.
That's an iPhone 6 Plus.
Oh my God! Hey!
Okay, we went and see. Eventually, what happens is the kids they see a police officer on the corner and they flag the police officer down. So that guy's pretty much fucked. Now I actually took some
Did
notes.
he come in and shoot him?
Nah, he was the bus driver wasn't black.
Oh,
So I actually had to
disappointing.
I took some notes. Took some notes for this next one. I think they better be on here. Oh yeah, here we go. So this kid has no. This next kid. This is actually. I don't think this is something we've actually covered before. I don't know why, but this is probably gonna be a shorter episode, unless we go talk about Skyrim or some shit, or my horrible posture, or the fact that Ariel's outside talking to some guy on my property, who I don't even know who's out there. All right. Yeah, this next kid has no clue what he's talking about.
Welcome to Beyond the Stereotype. Today we're going to talk about one of the most known and most popular stereotypes in Islam. Islam is...
What? What do you think he's going to say? Islam.
Not violent.
Obviously, because you saw that right there, but... I mean, like, Islam is like, if you walk into a room full of Islamic people, I mean, you're probably not going to get shot. But I mean, the majority of the victims of Islam are Islamic people. And Islam also is not a religion, so talking shit about Islam is not being racist. If you do think talking shit about Islam is racist, then you're a real dumb piece of shit.
violent. Wrong. First of all, Muslims greet each other by saying Salamu alaikum, which literally means peace be upon you.
That doesn't mean shit. Salam, hakalam, makadir, Allah akbar. That's not worth shit. I mean, that's like, all right, so what if so criminals? So when a criminal says hello to their criminal friend, they might be like, sup, how you doing? You doing all right? Hell yeah, you ready to do this shit? Yeah, you feeling good? Yeah, you feeling good? Yeah, I'm feeling great. That does just because you said peace be with you does not mean that you're not violent. I'm pretty sure that the people who blew up buildings, killed thousands of people in Iraq and Iran and Afghanistan and the dozens of other Islamic states say the exact same bullshit to their fucking friends before they go do fucked up shit. Now I know that a few 100,000 or I know that a couple million people aren't really the arbiters of a religion of billions of people, but it still paints that shit in a bad light. But I don't want to get ahead of this kid, so.
And Islam is derived from the word salam in Arabic, which literally means peace.
Okay, so Christian basically means Christ-like or little Christian. But you still got those people blowing up abortion clinics because that's what Jesus would do. What's your point?
As I discussed in my first video, it's the stupid terrorists that call themselves Muslims that create this assumption.
So they're not real. They're not real Muslims. They're not real. You know, they're not real followers of Muhammad. That's the no true Scotsman. You're full of shit. That's like saying, oh yeah, well, you know, Patrick doesn't follow the main quest of Skyrim, so he doesn't really play Skyrim. I know we're on a big Skyrim kick right now, but this kid has no idea. Why are we taking advice or taking information from a fucking 12-year-old?
Also a side of Islam called Sufism. Sufism is kind of a path to spiritual advancement that takes Muslims closer.
Let me guess, he tried to get a third eye too.
To Allah or God. And here people are saying that Islam is violent.
Patrick, have you seen any instance at all ever in your life of Islamists practicing violence?
Personally?
In
person?
Not in person, but have you ever heard of it happening or seen it happening on the news or whatever?
I suppose I have.
So, yeah, this kid says that those people aren't. Basically, this kid's saying those people aren't real.
I mean, you know me.
One of the
requirements
that all Muslims that can afford to must fulfill is that they have to give to the poor.
So, Muslims, if they can afford it, must give to the poor.
All Muslims.
So they have $10 and their neighbor has no bucks. They don't have to give shit.
That have a sufficient income must give 2.5% of
2.5%. Damn.
their money to those in need.
So in Christianity, it's said that you should tithe 10%. Everywhere I've been says you should tithe 10%. These moths got it really, really, really. They're not even moths. There's motherfuckers. Maybe this kid's not a motherfucker, but I mean, it's horse shit. It's all bullshit. 2.5%. That's a real good way to recruit people.
In Islam, there's also the month of Ramadan, which is a month where Muslims can't eat or drink from sunrise to sunset for 29 to 31 days.
So that makes them good people. They fast for 29 to 30 days. That makes them badass motherfuckers. Apparently, that makes them cool. So yeah, those guys who crashed the plane, you know, into the World Transit, they weren't real Muslims. They were just taking. Oh yeah, you gotta, you know. Did I write it down? I don't think I wrote it down. Got it here somewhere. I'm not going based on my personal beliefs. I'm going based on actual facts. So like it says, where is it? I think this is there here. In the Quran 5:33, it says here we go. Strive upon the earth, corruption is none, but they be killed or crucified with their hands and feet. No, that's not it. I got this from just copied a picture of this off of what's his name, Amazing Atheist or whatever. But well, shit. Basically, it says you got to cut off the heads of non-believers, and I mean, A lot of times they'll come up and say, "Oh, you don't have to do that anymore." Well, why? Why do you still have that in your Quran? If you don't follow it, why do you keep? It doesn't make a lot of sense to keep it in there. It did, like, seriously, like, if you, I hate to use the whole oil rig thing again, but if you work on an oil rig and you don't use a certain kind of valve anymore, it's kind of weird to have this instructions for that valve that you don't use it. Doesn't that make sense? If you have an instruction booklet and for working on an oil rig and there's a type of valve you don't use anymore, you got a new valve. It's kind of weird to keep the instructions for the old valve in there. Would you agree?
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of this bullshit is. Oh, yeah, we don't fucking do that
These
anymore.
29 to 31 days are days of the body's self-control, learning how to sacrifice one's health for God and their own religion. It's also
It's still bullshit.
a time where people have to give to the poor and being thankful of their life so that they can give some of it to poor people and those in need. Many people also believe
It sounds like someone's filming him.
that Islam is intolerant to other religions like
Oh, it is. It totally is. Basically, and I learned this from the Amazing Atheists again, but you should go check them out. But if you, so Islam will tolerate, other religions as long as you admit that Islam is better and you tithe to them or whatever fucking bullshit. And they're also, here's something I found from some other asshole. It says, so in a lot of the Islamic countries, there are many Islamic countries that are Islamic states. And there are death penalties for non-believers. Okay? Also, if you leave the Muslim religion, you can get the death penalty for that, and for both of those, the majority of Muslims support it. And you can get the death penalty for being gay, and Muslims support that shit. They can stone women to death if you think they've committed adultery. They support it. Women being raped, they can be stoned to death too. Muslims support it. So you're saying that Muslims are a peaceful religion that wants to bring everybody together, but you're so full of shit. You're brainwashed. Somebody probably puts this kid up to this shit. It's fucking horrible. I mean, look at that kid's fucking eyes. Does he understand anything about his supposed religion that he keeps doing the little fucking quotations? He has no fucking clue. I guess we can't hate him that much. Maybe he's not a fucking piece of shit. I'll tell you who the real piece of shit is his goddamn parents. Why don't you they put the little kid on there, oh, he's so cute, he's wearing pink, he looks so non-threatening with his braces and his, blue eyes and his, modern haircut or fucking whatever that bullshit is and the candy in the background and all the cute colors around him. He's so non-threatening. I mean, this is borderline propaganda bullshit. It's all bullshit, folks. It's all bullshit and it's bad for you. It's bad for you. Just because somebody says it's not peaceful, just because someone says it's violent, doesn't make it true. Just because someone says it's peaceful, doesn't make it true. But facts are facts. You look at the Quran, and it's filled with violence, filled with pedophilia, filled with, unnecessary murder and raids. Muhammad was a murderer, a rapist, a fucking crazy person. He was delusional. He was psychotic. He was a horrible piece of shit. Sorry. I mean, judging by, modern day standards, he was a piece of shit. And I know maybe back then things were different, but now he's not a role model. He's not. He's not. There are plenty of people in your Quran that are not role models. There's plenty of people in the Bible who are not role models, but there's a lot of people in the Bible who are not meant to be role models. Job is pretty okay. Jesus is awesome. But there's a lot of assholes that aren't meant to be role models. But fucking Quran makes Muhammad a big piece of shit out to be a role model. Sorry. I'm not basing it on my opinion. I'm basing it on how society works now. You don't kill somebody. Just don't kill them unless you're trying to, keep somebody else from dying. There's no real reason to kill somebody. Sorry. Fuck off, kid. No offense to you. It's just fucking bullshit that people, put their kids up to that. I'm completely convinced. And we got we got this guy right here. We'll go to him in a minute, but I guess we'll watch something a little bit more pleasant here in a second. But also there I've heard rumors circulating about Elder Scrolls 6. You think that's pretty exciting?
Yeah.
People are calling it Skyrim 2, but these are people who call it Skyrim 2 are usually people who didn't know that Skyrim was Elder Scrolls 5.
I'm probably gonna call it Skyrim 2.
What's that?
I'll probably call it Skyrim 2.
But it's gonna be somewhat.
That's what we do.
What?
Just because that's what we do.
But there's gonna.
That's what I do.
But there's gonna be somewhere completely different. There's no reason to put it in Skyrim. They should put it somewhere else. That we're talking about
somewhere
being,
with less snow.
That we're talking about it being in Hammerfell, which I think is where the Red Guards are from. But if they want to be super PC, it'll be in Hammerfell, and you will only be able to play as a black character. Only play as a Red Guard.
So you ought to be able to run really fast, get across the entire map.
Yeah, but
lickety split.
But you won't be able to swim, so.
Murder Khajiit's on site.
Oh yeah. Now this senator is a big piece of shit. Like I know you're not super big on politics unless it's completely ridiculous, but this guy's a real piece of shit.
Have you heard of the new restaurant on the Boot? Food's great, but I heard it's got no atmosphere. Hi, I'm Senator Johnson, and I see America as a bunch of dogs. And I am the leash.
Are you tired of walking down the streets and being hunted by stray dogs? Senator Morgan
Yes.
Johnson is too. If you re-elect Morgan Johnson, he will not only clean our streets of unwanted canine, but continue his efforts of terraforming the moon. Because the way he views it, the more people we have, the more out of this world our great state becomes. Would you rather elect a candidate who looks like he was put together by a Dungeons & Dragons geek and Twilight fan,
Yes.
who despite portraying a family image supports legalizing prostitution, and also, despite declaring to help our community citizens, he does acts like this behind closed doors? Or would you rather elect a man so generous he wants families on the moon? Re-elect Morgan Johnson and keep moving skyward.
I'm Senator Morgan Johnson, and I approve this message.
I'd still vote for Tom.
Hell yeah. Legalize prostitution. It's like, man, I need to come in something. I'll go head down to Petey's Pothole. If I owned a brothel, it'd be called Petey's Pothole, and it'd be a picture. It'd be like a hole in the road that was full of something that resembled milk. Now, one more thing on the Gadum Muslim bullshit. Now, this is a guy who looks like he's whiter than both you and me put together. The Dean Show, whoa. Eddie Redzovic.
Greetings of peace. Welcome to our channel, The Dean Show. Before I get to talking about all the wonderful topics we'll be talking about on the show.
What the fuck is this shit? Man, I know you can afford a better camera than that.
Subscribe right now.
Now, I'm pretty sure I know he has a better intro and shit than we do, but I'm pretty sure he bought that shit. You can buy that shit and just put your name on there.
Are you sick of feeling empty inside?
Yes. He asked you a question, Patrick.
Yes.
There's a void in your heart and you've tried everything to fill it with?
Yes.
Yes.
But you haven't figured out the purpose of life? That's one of the major things we talk about here in the Dean Show.
Well, it really depends on what you think the purpose of life. Christians will say that it's to serve God. Non-Christians, Muslims.
Is this another religious video?
No.
And most definitely we're going to be talking about Islam. Why not? It's one of the hottest topics that's in the world today. And we're going to be covering every misconception that revolves around
See, it's not really
Islam.
religious. It's just like a talk show host who used to be a regular guy, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Hey, I'm Muslim now."
Islam stance on women, terrorism, jihad, you name it, we're going to be...
All the things that the Quran tells us to do, the religion which it propagates to doesn't support it. That's like saying that that the Bible 110% supports homosexuality in every sense of the way. That's like saying, oh well, you know, the Bible it wants people to be gay. I don't want people to be straight. I want people to be straight. Oh yeah, fuck helping people out. Fuck them. You see a motherfucker, trip them. See a homeless person, piss on them. Patrick and I piss on homeless people regularly. Why aren't you pissing on homeless people?
Striving our best to talk about it here on The Dean Show. Subscribe right now.
You gonna subscribe?
And also
Probably not.
Yeah.
wide array of many contemporary topics. Party, music, and play. How does that fit into this way of life? Did you know that Muslims love Jesus? We'll be talking about him too. We'll be talking about atheism. And why stop there? We cover topics that have to do with family, sports, nutrition, a wide spectrum of different topics that we cover here on The Dean Show.
I like
right
how
now.
the MetLife building, at least I think that's what it is all blurred out.
Thank God, alhamdulillah, we've been doing this over
Alhamdulillah.
10 years, 500
Allah
plus episodes,
Akbar.
and we bring on some of the most amazing guests. So we're going to have a lot of fun, cover a lot of ground, a lot of exciting topics. You don't want to miss out. You want to be here every...
But you're gonna thread it through Islam. Fuck this guy. I'm done. Fuck this asshole. All right, so we're gonna watch some. We're at the bottom of the insanity barrel right now. So this is not a religious video. It's more of a anti-science video. You like science, right? Right, Patrick?
Yeah.
Welcome to the one of the most anti-science videos that we've watched so far.
Man, I love the moon.
Do you love the moon, Patrick? As
Well,
much as
I've never really been there, so
But I love the moon as much as a man can
love any
love a
heavenly body.
gigantic hunk of rock its size.
Would you say the moon is masculine or feminine?
Spiritually speaking, I've most often heard that it embodies female energy.
I always pictured the moon as a big hunk of rock.
Me too, but we have Mother Nature full of life and creation.
Mother
Wouldn't the moon
Nature.
be the father?
Looks like a grandma to me.
Yeah, you might think so. However, our celestial father is most definitely the sun. It's
I
because
didn't know the sun was my
of
dad.
our father above and our
Celestial
mother
father.
below that allows all of this life to exist. The
True,
moon is actually
but-
neither, which makes me think it must be more like a cousin. But perhaps what's more curious about old Lady Luna is that her existence has actually never been explained by modern science.
Did she just grow a wing?
So, according to this channel, science has no idea how the moon got there. No clue at all. Not even a faint idea. Bullshit. Bullshit. You think that's bullshit? We have like an almost
Here,
definitive
rewind it. See what he said.
What?
See what he said.
But perhaps what's more curious about old Lady Luna is that her existence has actually never been explained by modern science.
Feel free to call bullshit on this video whenever you want.
I gotta wait till the end.
Who needs science to explain things?
Oh, is this magnets? How do they work?
Pretty much. This is
Right. I mean, I know you don't. But isn't it interesting that using science we can build nuclear weapons, but cannot even explain this most ancient entity that floats at our doorstep?
we can.
What's stranger? The moon is actually far too big to be a natural satellite of the Earth. not mistaken, there is not a single other planet in our solar system whose moon compares in ratio to our own Earth-Moon ratio.
There was a planet until it became a non-planet. But it's
Yeah, but they're roughly the same size.
yeah, so they're full of shit. He's full of shit.
Our moon is actually larger than Pluto. The current leading theory in science is that something like a Mars-sized planet-like rock came out of nowhere and hit the Earth, and then it became the moon. And
He just said that science has no idea, not even a vague understanding. Look at this. Look, science. So
He misquoted that too.
what?
He misquoted that.
What was the quote?
He said that, well, if you were to believe the animation, he said that something came along and hit the Earth and then bounced off of it and then settled into an orbit.
Right.
The most agreed upon theory of how the moon became our moon is back when the Earth formed, and it was still molten rock.
Right.
The Earth was bigger at the time, and there was another celestial body that came along about the size of Mars, came along and impacted the Earth, and since they were still molten, they were absorbed into each other, but also a whole bunch of it was ejected.
Right.
And a lot of it coalesced into the moon, but then there's some of it that was just thrown out of Earth orbit and possibly out of solar orbit.
when those physics didn't work out.
Look how sad this microscope is. Just so horrible to be a scientist in this day and age. It's so depressing.
They came up with a new theory that said that the same planet-like rock-like thing hits the planet, bounces around, and then hits it again, and then becomes the moon. Needless to say, the physics still didn't work.
Well, what the hell? Is there more?
Well, now that you ask,
This cunt has a third eye.
I saw that.
you ever heard anything about it being hollow?
Oh,
Hollow?
God.
Yeah, I've got the details somewhere here. Let's see.
Let me just check in my cat.
In November of 1969, NASA crashed a lunar module into the moon, causing the equivalent of 1 ton of TNT. NASA
No, they didn't.
said that the moon reverberated like a gong for half an hour.
No, it
Then
didn't.
they did it again, causing an impact of 11.5 tons of TNT.
They did not. All lies, folks.
And it rang like a bell for over 4 hours.
No, it didn't. I think I would have read about that. Oh, where's the top secret, huh? Is Illuminati hiding? That's it. The Illuminati's hiding everything from us.
And they're keeping it inside the moon.
Inside the moon, and this man is the only one that's brought it to us.
It vibrated in a way as if it were hollowed out, with
and
giant
it's-
hydraulic damper struts inside
It's
of it.
Lousy
funded by
wheezy.
Bethesda. Man, I can't buy Skyrim 2 now.
Want to know something else?
Always.
The surface of the moon contains minerals like titanium, but also processed metals like brass and mica. It also contains something called uranium-236 and neptunium, which are both minerals that have never been found to occur naturally.
No, I'm pretty sure that's not true either.
Uranium-236 is a long-lived nuclear waste that appears in spent nuclear fuel. And neptunium is a radioactive byproduct of nuclear reactors when plutonium is being created. This means that at least some of the rocks on the moon are most likely synthetic.
None of the rocks on the moon are synthetic. None of them, okay? All that bullshit you're talking about, does not exist. That's like saying, oh yeah, well, you know, all that stuff with the Arctic Lake, it's all runoff because, you know, none of us were. You're spouting bullshit because you don't think your viewers are going to fact check any of this goddamn bullshit.
And while it's only a theory, I wouldn't say it's illogical to come to the conclusion that it
Okay, so no.
To come to what conclusion?
could be artificially created.
Come to the conclusion
Oh.
of being artificially created. Okay, so theory isn't like, okay, so, someone's running around. Okay, so to have a theory, you have to have some shit to back it up. If you don't have shit to back it up, it's just, what's the word? Is it a hypothesis or?
If you don't have anything to back it up,
Yeah.
that would make it a theory.
No, because
because a hypothesis is the idea that you go into something with.
Well, because like for example, the theory of evolution, they have plenty of evidence. Because you're supposed to be
a theory. Hasn't been or cannot be confirmed.
Okay.
And a theory is more widely. I guess you could equate a hypothesis as the early stages within the scientific method.
Mm-hmm.
You create your hypothesis, you test your hypothesis, and then either you confirm it or you modify it, and then you retest the modified hypothesis.
Mm-hmm.
And then it either becomes a fact, like if you confirm your hypothesis, then you've just confirmed your hypothesis, and then I guess you supposedly that could become scientific law if it's repeatedly confirmed. But if it's not confirmed, or if it can't be confirmed, but it's still theoretically possible, then it becomes a theoretical
then how do you
law.
How do
and
you?
It would be a theory.
How do you separate bullshit theories from well substantiated theories?
The well substantiated theories would be just that, well substantiated. They would be widely agreed upon.
So somebody could.
But this doesn't sound like it's the most accepted theory as to how the moon.
Pretty far fetched.
Well, it's just something
That's
that I've never heard.
really intense.
Also, you know the craters on the moon?
Intimately.
Oh, great.
What?
What's he gonna say?
Well, craters should vary in depth due to the size and impact of the various space rocks that hit them, right? We can tell that there was a difference in the meteor sizes that hit the moon.
Just like the craters. Yeah, these craters in the moon are just like the craters in the guy's face who made this.
By the diameters of each crater.
Very.
And yet,
Yeah.
how come all of them, across the board, are the same depth?
Mother of God.
How do you know they're all the same depth?
They're not.
Impenetrable shell. Look at that quote from a NASA scientist. It's easier to explain the non-existence of the moon than to explain its existence.
I'm going to have to fact check that shit.
Here's another one. The best explanation for the moon is observational error. The moon does not exist. Oh, here. Read this part here.
David Icke's research led him to shaman around the world. Zulu tribe
Here we go.
speak of the moon being an egg. They symbolize it to be an egg for good reason. The ancient African and Sumerian legends talk of two brothers. Wow.
Alright, so these cunts think that the cunt who made this, he thinks that ancient cultures actually knew about, red and white blood cells and diseases and all that bullshit, and they don't. They fucking don't. It's all fucking
Rain in
horseshit.
Mapengu that emptied out the yoke and rolled the moon across the sky to the earth and caused cataclysmic events hundreds of generations before our time.
I'm not sure
So the stars come from the egg that is the moon.
how it fits. But this says here that the rocks on the moon are older than the Earth itself.
Heavens.
Well, let's think about that. If the moon came from somewhere else, what's wrong with that? Doesn't mean that it's fucking that was made by artificially. If it came somewhere, it might be older.
And if it was created artificially, the moon, I think, has 1/6 the mass of the Earth.
That's pretty. damn good.
Where do you think they got that 1/6 the mass of the Earth? If it was artificially created.
Magic, I guess.
And if it's hollow, if it's hollow with an impenetrable shell, all of that impenetrableness, that stuff has to have mass. Where'd that come from? If it's one solid body of, not solid, but you know what I mean. If it's like an impenetrable shell, whatever the material of the shell is, had to come from somewhere, which would still be a substantial.
It's the Illuminati.
Yeah.
Everybody knows it's the Illuminati. If you look at the moon, it goes in this weird circle, and the circle is like the continuation of everything repeating itself.
And the moon is, as you see it, is a circle, right?
Right.
Like the pupil of your eye.
Yeah.
So it's like the eye is watching you.
The all-seeing eye. Pat just cracked that shit. Dudes gonna come busting in through the windows, non-existent windows over there and there. But like,
not the teleprompter, no.
And then they're gonna think that we're black or something. Like why'd you shoot them? Well, we thought they were black.
I think I've only ever seen one side of the moon. I wonder why it doesn't spin like other planets.
Because it's not a planet. It's tidally locked. And it does spin. It spins at the exact same rate that it orbits the Earth. That's just 4 things off the top of my head.
Good question. On that topic too, have you ever noticed that the size and position of the moon is exactly in the right place to create a perfect solar eclipse?
It's in an outwardly spiraling orbit. And actually, it doesn't always. If the moon is at apogee, it won't create it won't be a total eclipse. The sun will actually be slightly wider than the moon, and if you have a lens that blocks out like the UV rays. Why are you smiling like that?
Because you're just smiling. You know about you're a resident expert on astronomy.
But if you have the like, okay, let's say for instance you can look at the sun, which even
don't do
with
it.
like even with like a 99.999% total eclipse, it's still considered a partial eclipse, and you can't look at the sun because that's going to damage your eyes. Let's say you have a camera that can look at the sun. If the moon is at apogee, which means it's at the farthest point away from the Earth in its orbit, you're going to see a halo around the not a halo, but you're actually going to see the edges of the sun around the moon. And then there's also, if it's at perigee, which is the closest that it can be, it's actually going to be, it's going to cast a bigger shadow on the Earth than it normally would.
Resident expert on astronomy, Mosques.
That's so intense. You know, the moon actually holds the Earth in a sideways tilt. If we didn't have the moon, we wouldn't have the same length of days or nights.
That is true.
Or experience the 4 seasons like we do.
We would, but the way he worded it, it's true.
Also intimately controls the tides.
That is
You're
true.
right. And just like the tides, it even bends the water in our bodies.
But
That's
wait,
why
I thought the moon didn't exist.
It also bends the water in our bodies, dog.
nights of the full moon, there's always an increase of violent crimes. And
That is true.
That is true. But I don't think that it's like some kind of spiritual thing.
probably passionate love. It used to be a legal defense to say that one was moonstruck.
Do you think
Did
these
you
things were
know?
deliberate?
Did you know? And the only reason I know this, for one, because I used to read the dictionary when I was little for fun, and for number 2, I'll explain number 2 in a minute. If you were born under a full moon, by definition, that makes you a lunatic. Like, that's the definition of a lunatic. You're someone who is born under a full moon. The number 2 reason that I said I would explain now is because I was born under a full moon.
So you are a lunatic.
By definition, I am a lunatic.
Or as they say down here in Tennessee, you am a lunatic.
What do you mean is?
What's that?
Use a lunatic?
You is a lunatic.
Or just use a lunatic.
Deliberately introduced to the Earth, maybe for a purpose.
It's a possibility.
What do you think
Illuminati.
that purpose could be?
They say that the beings who put it there were trying to bring a new frequency to the planet, or maybe even provide us with some sort of resonation or gravitational wave that was vital for our survival.
Wow.
I've read that the Earth isn't even in the right place in the solar system anymore.
Now here's one fucked up thing. Everybody always saying that it's the Earth's orbit. If the Earth's perfect orbit was even 1 foot closer, 1 foot further away, we wouldn't be able to live. That's not true. Because
That's what I was taught growing up.
the Earth's orbit is like elliptical. It's not perfect circle.
Yeah.
It's bullshit.
And not to mention, the sun has an 11-year cycle.
Yeah.
Where it puts out every 11 years, it puts out more energy than it does at any other time during its cycle. And 2012, actually, this was one of the I think it was in 2012. That was the last time it was at solar maximum, and
Right.
it puts out more solar energy than it normally does at any other time of its cycle, and it's on its downhill side right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that was it just so happened. I'm pretty sure 2012 was the last time, but it had just so happened that solar maximum was going to be right around the time of 2012.
You watched that movie?
Yeah, and the theory behind it was just completely unsound.
Did you like it though?
It was entertaining, yes.
Yeah, I thought it was. Oh, I'm not a big fan of John Cusack. It makes me nervous.
Like something like that, I had to suspend my disbelief.
What about The Day After Tomorrow? You seen that?
Yeah, that was the first movie. That was the first PG-13 movie that I ever saw in theaters when I was 13.
Dang. I guess you're a lot younger than I remember.
Yeah.
The story goes that at one point, the Earth used to exist between Mars and Jupiter.
Okay.
It may have even been slightly larger than it is today. But it hit, and it flew off course, creating the asteroid belt, which is mostly frozen water and rock debris, and wound up in a new orbit, right here.
Okay.
But because of the impact
The
of what
most
happened...
agreed upon theory as to what the asteroid belt is, dude, is that Jupiter's gravitational influence did not let another planet between Mars and Jupiter accrete into a planet, because Jupiter is like the big brother of the solar system, where the sun could be considered the father. Don't ask me who the mother is. Probably the star that exploded in some kind of a supernova before the sun, because the sun, I think, is a third generation star. It's believed to be a third or fourth generation star.
Mm-hmm.
Which means before our sun, there were at least two other stars where it came from, because it had to come from somewhere.
Yeah.
If you believe the Big Bang. If you believe the Big Bang, then it didn't have to come from somewhere. But anyways, I digress. What was I even saying? Asteroid belt. Jupiter has enough gravitational influence that it wouldn't allow a planet to form, because there should be, the asteroid belt isn't in a place where there should be a planet. And for years, scientists didn't understand, but now the most agreed upon consensus is that Jupiter's gravitational pull didn't allow there to be another planet to be formed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you could... I can speak volumes on this subject. But,
yeah, you're the damn resident expert on astronomy.
But did you know that Jupiter has so much hydrogen in it that it could be viewed as a failed star? Because I think it's 1/10 the mass of the sun.
That's a lot.
Like, that's huge. You could fit 100 Earths inside Jupiter.
That's a lot, yo.
And when Galileo was looking up at Jupiter in, like, what I think it was like the 1600s.
Yeah.
He could see the big red spot.
Nuh-uh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, it's one of the biggest things in the solar system that you can actually see. Can't see it with your naked eye because, of course, I was about to say it's 1,000,000 miles away, but it's a lot more than 1,000,000 miles away.
I bet he flipped his shit when he saw that red spot.
Probably. And the 4 Galilean moons, Jupiter's 4 biggest moons, it's Io, Europa, Ganymede, and Callisto, I think.
Yeah.
I think Callisto's the 4th one. They're named the Galilean moons because Galileo saw them and he named them after the like king or the pope's sons or something. I can't remember who exactly they were, but he named them after them so that he would be in their good graces.
Pretty dope.
It was I forget exactly how the story went, but he named them after them. So Galileo actually named the 4 biggest moons of Jupiter the Galilean moons.
So would you say that this?
And he was using a telescope that, like, the zoom feature on your iPhone was better than his telescope.
Digital zoom, man, it's fucking crazy.
This planet was.
So you can probably say
just
that
had a really bad telescope.
You can probably say that this video, the statements in this video are overall highly unfounded, right?
They're not the generally accepted theory now.
That's a nice way of putting it, right?
That's the Patrick way of putting it.
Yeah, I think I've had enough bullshit for today. So.
Yeah, that was actually kind of fun talking about something I know about.
Yeah, man, you've been doing really good today. So, all right, this next Mofk is... he's not even worthy of being called a Mofk. This is Joshua Feuerstein.
Josh Feuerstein here. Look, do me a favor. Stop listening to Christians.
Okay.
Is that it?
Yep.
That's all we're watching?
He told us to stop listening to Christians, like, at least his version of Christians. I guess this episode is actually going to be pretty short, but that's pretty much all we got for right now.
Yeah, what else you want from us?
Yeah, but hey, thanks for watching. Burp. And if you go to our patreon.com/PingusPals, we'll be able to broadcast live and broadcast better. Yeah, I mean, that's what do they have to go to?
Patreon.com/PingusPals.
And why do they go there?
To donate money so that we can sit on something other than totes.
Yeah, for totes my goats. Yeah, so that's pretty much it.
Oh, yeah, and since we're live, we can do this live. Well, with about a 45-second delay. Here we go. Ow.
That's our chairs.
These are our chairs.
Yeah,
all right,
so
what's the next thing on the teleprompter say?
Oh, it says that we can also end up doing Let's Plays during the broadcast.
Okay.
So if you want,
yeah, I can see that now.
Yeah, if you want to see us hound Carjo and show off cool mods and Skyrim for PC, and play Left 4 Dead 2 in the highest quality possible, and play some of those mods and shit.
We got to play some Left 4 Dead 2 on Xbox.
Saints Row 4 is going to be free tomorrow, I think, on the original version.
Oh, well, good thing I've already gotten it.
For 360.
Oh, well, good thing I don't need it.
Yeah.
I'm still going to get it so I can download it later.
Yeah, me
sometime.
too. We can play that shit. Have you beaten the campaign yet? I mean, story mode yet?
I've beaten everything.
You've gotten everything there is to do.
I've done everything, but I haven't gotten gold on everything with my main character.
We'll have to try to do that shit. So yeah, hey, thanks for watching. Go to patreon.com/PinkusPals and donate whatever you can. Help us make this show better for us and better for you. There's all sorts of
primarily better for you.
All sorts of stuff that you can.
You make us happy. We'll do our very best to make you happy.
There's all sorts of stuff that we can. You get T-shirts. You can get special Google Hangouts with the Pingus Pals, and
I feel like I should expand on what I just said. We're gonna do our best to make you happy, anyways. Whether you want to make us happy or not. Us being happy is you being happy. So
that means
you guys be happy.
We'll sell out as much as we feel comfortable with. Also, go to twitter.com/PingusPals and follow us. The more people who follow us on Twitter, the more we'll post shit on there.
Yeah, and who knows? I may start posting stuff on there. Probably not, because I never post anything.
All right, so yeah, thanks for watching. Again, make sure you like this video. Share it with your friends. Tom, every friend you have should know about the Pingus Pals.
But you don't have to tell us.
Yeah.
Actually, do tell us.
So we'll know that you're telling people.
So that we'll know that you're watching us.
So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share and follow and all that bullshit. Peace. Whatever. Fuck off. I meant to say good. I meant to say good luck, peace out, and the rest. But that's what I do on my regular thing. I gotta take a shit or something.